Now, with the election, Brexit, yesterday's defeat at the Rugby World Cup, you could be forgiven for getting a little bit stressed this morning.
Calm down, dear. Stress is something which can seriously affect the lives of many of us, seriously. Monday marks the start of International Stress Awareness Week, which aims to help us all develop better resilience. So we're joined by the founder of International Stress Awareness Week, Carole Spiers, who's in the studio with us. Good morning.
Good morning.
You can see my colleague trying to de-stress.
But it's working with you, Gillian.
How difficult is it for the majority of us to even identify that we're stressed in the first place?
Well, you're exactly right, Gillian. The first thing is to recognise when you're stressed. So not sleeping at night, everybody knows we're not sleeping at night, not eating properly, not exercising enough. Your body actually tells you when you're stressed. The question is then, what do you do about it?
It's part of the problem here, though, I'm thinking amongst youngsters, that it's actually quite trendy. It's on trend to be stressed. A lot of people say, my niece did it. I'm so stressed about exams. Well, because everybody else says they're stressed. It's the thing to do, it's the thing to say, rather than just building a resilience.
We need to build a resilience. There's very little we can do about stress. Sometimes it's outside of our control, but we actually need to build our resilience in order to manage it. And as far as your niece is concerned, well, everybody uses the word stressed. How are you today? Well, I'm stressed. Well, actually, I'm not really stressed. I'm just a bit fed up.
Yeah.
So stress becomes an overused word, personally and in industry as well.
So with that in mind, what is stress? How would you define stress?
Stress is excessive pressure. So pressure is good for us. Pressure gets us up in the morning. Pressure we can manage. It's a motivator. But it's when it becomes stress and gets into the stress zone that it's not good for us. It's out of our control. And it's not a place where you want to be. And many people think that stress is good for them, but it's not. Pressure's good, stress is not.
But how do you know when you tip over? And the balance changes between the stress that actually gets you doing things and that sort of needing to meet deadlines and that type of stress, and the stress that's actually detrimental to your health?
Stress is different for everybody. So for one person, they may not sleep at night. For somebody else, they start getting panic attacks or anxiety. It shows itself in different ways. So it's know your body, understand your body when it's working well and working effectively, but know when it's not working properly, because it's just at that point when you need to start doing something about it.
A while ago, heard, Eckhart Tolle, who was talking about being in the now. It was one of these sort of recordings that he does. And it was saying, why do you worry about what happened yesterday and what could happen tomorrow or next week? Focus on the now, and is that a way we can deal with it?
Very useful. Mindfulness is actually focusing on the present and at this moment, not what happened yesterday and what's happening tomorrow. Focus and appreciate what is actually happening today. Mindfulness is one technique. You can try all sorts of other techniques. The most important thing is know when you're stressed. Do something about it. It's not just a matter of going to the doctor. There's plenty of things we can do. This is a machine. And, there's plenty of things that we're not doing, which is like we're not turning off our phones. We're addicted to our phones. And, we go to bed at night with our phones next to us. It's not who you go to bed at night, it's what you go to bed at night with. And it's a matter of turning off our phones and being in control of our bodies.
But you've been doing this Stress Awareness Week for 21 years. Are we more stressed now than we were 21 years ago?
I think we have different stressors. The phone is a stressor. It's wonderful, it gets us around the world, but it is a stressor. So digital technology does make a difference. It wasn't there 21 years ago. But something, people are people. We're having to manage our bodies. We're having to manage the machine, which is what it is. We need to actually manage and control that.
I can hear a lot of people that I know saying you need to get out for a walk and all that, which is good, but is it equally as good to say you just need to switch your head off, watch some trashy television or read a book or whatever it might be?
It's about actually learning to switch off. So going swimming, walking, eating the right foods is fundamentally important. The most important thing is to know when to switch off. And you need to do that at the end of your day. So you compartmentalise your day, your work, close your office door, or if you're working at home, close your office door there. Doesn't matter. Actually make sure that you switch off. And whatever it is to help you switch off, do it.
That's the problem, switching off. We're always accessible, aren't we, with that phone? Always at work.
Well, that's true.
But we'll try.
Really good to talk to you. Thank you very much
My
indeed.
pleasure.
I feel better already.
Do you?
Yeah, I do actually.
Will you feel better after we have the weather then?
I doubt it. Here's Joe.